I'm Adam.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're gonna show you 5 things that can improve your bench press. And those 5 topics are gonna be your bench press technique, the time you spend bench pressing, the intensity you bench press at, a certain accessory exercises you can do to help with weak points of your bench press, and lastly, equipment.
All right, first we're gonna start with technique. So the 2 things we're gonna talk about is your back arch and your leg drive. Let's get into it.
So for starters, a lot of people don't realize that bench press is actually more of a full body exercise than just targeting your chest and your triceps. And one of the biggest things is your back. So as you lay back, it's important to lock in those lats and retract your scaps and give yourself a slight arch into the bench. This is gonna help lock those shoulders in so you can get the maximum activation out of your chest and triceps as you bench press. So now that you got your back locked in, the next part is gonna be your feet. So it's very important that you ground yourself to the floor as best as you can by driving those feet into the floor, pushing through your quads. This is gonna help further create that full body tension, so that way your chest and triceps can do all the work and you can get a massive bench press.
All right, next we're gonna talk about time and volume for your bench press. So if you're bench pressing maybe once a week right now, I would increase that to maybe 2 to 3 times a week. You wanna increase the amount of times that you're bench pressing each week, but you wanna make sure that you're keeping that recoverable. You don't wanna be bench pressing so much that you can't even recover from the workout to be able to bench press again, so keep that in mind. Also, you're gonna wanna be doing this for weeks, months, years in the long term to be able to increase your bench press. So it's gonna be a long-term game, time is on your side, keep it up.
The next thing we're gonna talk about is the intensity, or in other words, the weight and the volume that you're doing in your bench press workout. A higher intensity workout would be with more weight and a little less volume, and a less intense workout would be with a little less weight and more volume. And now with that, you're gonna make sure that you're still incorporating progressive overload. So week after week and month after month, you're continuously adding a little weight and tracking your progress. Inevitably, if you follow these principles, your bench press has to go up.
All right, next let's talk about some accessory movements that are gonna help you improve your bench press. So maybe you have some weak points throughout the lift, maybe it's the lockout, your triceps, maybe it's pushing from the bottom, some shoulder, chest action, whatever it may be, there's some other movements that you can be doing to strengthen those areas that will improve your bench press overall. First, dips. That's gonna help strengthen your tricep, you're gonna get some chest, you're gonna get some anterior delt, the front of your shoulder in there. Another one's going to be dumbbells. Using dumbbells, incline dumbbell press is gonna help with stability, it's gonna help increase that chest, anterior delt, front of your shoulder strength as well. And again, there are so many different ones you can incorporate, but make sure you're doing stuff outside of just the barbell bench press, and you're gonna see your strength increase in that movement.
And after you've locked down all that stuff, you spent the time doing it, you've hit the right intensities, you've done your accessories, your bench press still isn't high enough, maybe you're missing out on some high quality equipment to take it over the top. The first thing is gonna be a quality bench. So right here we have the FB 5000, and you'll see this is a 3-footed bench. And the reason that is as you sit on this, you can set up your feet right under you and create a stable platform with a solid pad that'll lock you in so you can push as much weight as possible and know your bench is gonna stand up to it. The next thing is something you can put on yourself, and that is gonna be some wrist wraps. So here I have the Rep wrist wraps, and they're easy to Velcro onto your wrist. And now if you have any wrist discomfort while you're benching heavy weights, or you want a little more wrist stability, these can be a game changer and help improve that bench.
All right, there you have it. Those are some tips to help you improve your bench press. So have at it, let us know how it's going. Don't forget to drop a comment down below with any questions you have about your bench press. And as always, don't forget to visit repfitness.com for all of your strength training needs.